Hi guys, my name is Yahi and today I want to talk about season 3 of Atypical. Now, if you haven't watched this TV show, don't worry, you can stick around for the first few minutes because before getting into spoilers, I basically talk about the TV show and what it's about and just things, and then later on I'll tell you all the spoilers about season 3 because I wrote some things and I added color, so it's important. So if you haven't watched Atypical, and I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing things wrong, I always do, it's a thing, we all know it, but if you haven't watched it, it's basically about a family and we follow this character called Sam who has autism, and we follow Sam's journey on understanding life and understanding the people around him and understanding the things he does wrong. He basically has to understand his emotions, which are really hard for him to understand. Now, I don't want to talk a lot about autism because I don't have it, so I don't think I should be talking about stuff I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, it's a really great TV show, and people have said that it's amazing representation from people with disabilities. And honestly, even though I don't have like a brother with autism, I do believe it has a lot of representation. There's a lot of actors in the show who actually have autism, which is great because most of the time they don't even get roles. They really talk about a lot of family issues. Yes, they talk about the autism and how it's hard for example, people in the spectrum to not go to college. Some of them can't do school properly and all of that stuff. But they also talk about family stuff, like what kids deal when families are divorcing, or what kids deal when their families are not great, stuff like that. There are deadbeat dads and bad moms and great moms and therapists, and it's just a great TV show, and this season 3 was by far the best in my opinion. So I am going to start talking about season 3. If you haven't watched it, click off because I don't want to spoil you. Unless you want to spoil yourself, go ahead, but I am going to start now, so bye bye. Season 3 kind of was hard hitting for me because it was, out of all the seasons, in my opinion, this is the season that most dealt with family and what goes on in a familiar basis. And what I like about this TV show is that yes, there is drama, but it's not like Pretty Little Liars, you know. It's not like this show in which you follow these kids in high school and they have this bully and they have this girlfriend and it's all about drama, you know. This TV show actually follows family and their problems, and they act like real teenagers, you know, like Casey and Sam act like real brother and sibling, and it's actually refreshing to see something so real. That's why it was so hard hitting for me, because as I said, this season carried a lot of family problems and I kind of related a lot with them. So on season 2 we ended the season with Sam graduating and with Casey kind of in a pickle, exploring her sexuality, or not exploring it but finding out that she may not be a heterosexual. So that was very interesting to me, both parts. Sam going to college because I went through the same thing, and Casey also went through the same thing. When season 3 comes up, we have to see how Sam has to adjust into college life. And oh, believe me, I related a lot because college was very hard for me. I only went for about 2 weeks, but it was really hard on my mental health and everything, and I related so much to Paige on this situation. Even though it was her dream and that's all she wanted to do, my situation was kind of different, but I still completely related on that front. I kind of predicted some of the stuff Sam would go through. Like for example, when he had to do art, I thought maybe he's going to have to do something that is not so literal, because I know he's an artist, but he's very literal. Like he's going to have the exact measurements terms of what he's drawing. And I knew at some point his teacher was going to ask him to do something abstract, and it was going to be very difficult for him. So that episode with the penguin and the essence of the penguin was one of my favorites, and I liked it. I loved it. So we saw, believe me, I'm going to talk about Casey and Izzy at some point because I have a lot to say about that, but I'm going to talk more about Sam and his friends first. So we saw how Sahid started dating, and at first I was so happy because oh my god, he found someone, and I wanted to see that relationship and how it worked out. But the moment when Sam, Paige, and everyone is having a dinner party, and basically Gretchen starts like fighting Sam or debating Sam into why college sucks and college is it's not like worth it and stuff like that, really bothered me. I kind of agree with Gretchen. I agree in that college may be a waste of money for some people, and college does not give adults or students the result they actually want. Like, not everyone who goes to college ends up successful. And I understand Gretchen's point, but at the same time, I wouldn't like go and criticize someone who is in college. Like, if that's what they want to do, that's their dream, I wouldn't criticize them. So from that moment on, I totally hated Gretchen. Like, again, I understand her point of view, but you're not going to criticize someone for believing in something for themselves because that's their life, not yours. So shut up. We also saw how Paige was struggling, and in my opinion, it was really obvious that she was having some depression issues. I kept seeing these depression symptoms and no one else seemed to mind, like no one else in the cast, the characters, and I was kind of a little worried for Paige and where she might end up, because obviously she was really depressed and it's like no one cared, like no one even noticed. I guess Elsa was like the only one who actually noticed, but everyone else just nope. Paige is just acting crazy. Actually, that one note that Paige left Elsa really concerned me about her plans. It really concerned me, but I don't know, maybe that's my pessimist brain thinking. So as I was saying, this season dealt a lot with family, and seeing the whole situation with Izzy's family and how it affected her obviously affected me too. And seeing how Elsa was the mom that Izzy never had really brought me to tears. Like that one moment they had in which she told her that she always had a home with them. It's just like, I imagine that's what she wanted to be hearing all her life. And also Doug with Evan, even though Doug was a little hard with Evan because obviously his little kid's boyfriend, and obviously he's going to be a little hard with Evan, but at the end, again, he started being the dad that Evan never had. So I love how Elsa and Doug both represented something for someone that didn't have it. It was just really emotional. The whole thing with Elsa and Doug, I know it's not dog, it's just dog. I can't pronounce it. I can't. Dog. The whole thing with them, I'm gonna be honest, I sympathize, but I didn't like care that much. Like, if they ended up broken up or if they ended up together, the result to me was going to be the same. Like, my emotions was going to be the same. But I remember how in episode 2, at first when they are in therapy, Elsa says that the moment she realized she was like cheating or doing something wrong was when she started lying. And by the end of that episode, he does the same thing. I don't know if people catch that, but basically they both started, Dog started repeating the pattern she did, and I was very confused the whole season. Like, I wasn't aware of where Dog stand. Like, do you want Elsa? Do you not want Elsa? But I also like understand his feelings and his confusion, but it wasn't clear what his feelings were. At the end, I guess he decided. So Izzy and Casey. I still haven't seen what people have been saying about season 3, but I've seen what people said about season 2, the whole Izzy and Casey situation. Some people loved it, some people were really sad about Evan, but still loved it. And obviously, there are the homophobes. There's always homophobes. So I saw some people saying that they were trying to like shove their agenda and make everyone gay, and it's like, hey, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but these things happen in real life. People start to realize what their sexuality is. I'm pretty sure if it was another boy, you wouldn't be that mad. If it was Casey being confused about Evan or another boy, you wouldn't be that mad. So why are you? But regardless, where did I stand? Again, I know a lot of people love Evan and he is super nice, he is super cute, but I just didn't love their relationship more than I loved Daisy. And it was really sad when Casey told Evan. I almost cried with them. I felt so bad for them, but it had to be done. I mean, in my opinion, it's clear that Casey feels more for Izzy than she feels for Evan. And I may be wrong. It may be because it's something new, and with new stuff, it's more exciting and more like romantic and passion and all that. So I may be wrong, but I don't know. I also think she feels more for Izzy than she feels for Evan. Like, maybe Evan was her first boyfriend, her first love, so she didn't want to let that go. And yes, she loved him, but she didn't love him as much as what she feels for Izzy. Also, when she broke up with Evan and Elsa hugged her so fast, I wish my mom would have ever hugged me that fast when I cried. But no, that never happened. Talking about moms, the whole thing with Elsa's mom was one of the hardest things to see because I completely relate to Elsa and her situation with her mom. And I wanted to see more of it. I wanted to see what had actually happened and for her to talk about it and, I don't know, to see more. But I guess that storyline may be over. I mean, her mom was a drunk. That was it. But I wanted to see more of that. I want to see Elsa in a more vulnerable state because I don't like Elsa. Okay, this past season I liked her more and she's opening up and she's becoming more human, but in these past seasons I haven't liked Elsa, and it's not because of her cheating. It's not because of that. That's mostly why people hate her. But I hate her because I don't hate her. I just don't like her that much because she's like very stuck up and very close-minded. Not close-minded, but like very close and closed up. Stuck up and like follow the rules and like no time for emotions basically. And she protects Sam way too much. Like way too much. It's like Elsa doesn't let Sam get better. She didn't want him to go to stores because that would affect him, and she kept reminding Sam of his triggers. That was in a past season. And I'm like, hey, I know you have to protect Sam, but at the same time, you're just keeping him stuck instead of helping him grow. But she has grown up and she is getting better, so I'm glad because I want to start liking her more. Like, I know she's not a bad person. She's just hard to like. Yeah, that. So back to Casey and Izzy. I wasn't expecting them to take so long. They kissed on episode 7, so they took 7 episodes to actually kiss, and I was like, finally, like all this tension, it just kept me crazy, like just kiss already. And so they did, and honestly I had never seen Casey more happy. Like, not even with Evan's kisses did I see her so in love. That's my opinion, and you may think I'm biased, but not really. Like, if it was a boy, I would still think the same thing. And if Casey kissed a boy, another boy, like she kissed Izzy, I would still feel like she loves this boy more than Evan. Also, when Casey kissed Izzy in front of the door and Sam saw them, first of all, I would keep that a secret because more sleepovers, if you get what I mean, for a month. And secondly, when she was kind of scared of how Sam would react and if Sam would have thought that was like a bad thing, I kind of I went all inside because she was like, is this okay for you? Do you think this is okay? And when Sam mentioned the gay penguins, that was so cute. I've always heard about gay penguins and gay animals, and I just love that topic so much because it shows you that it is actually natural. So, and just Sam showing his support to Casey in his way, in his own way, showing that he supports her was awesome, honestly. And I felt so great for them. And also Casey and Sam have been so good siblings this season. Like Casey helped Sam so much this season. It was super cute. So when Izzy didn't want to like act as if she was in a couple in front of other people, I thought either she is scared of the homophobia or she is scared of her own homophobia. But I think she was just scared of what other people would say. And let's hope that doesn't continue into season 4, because that would be annoying. I thought their storyline was going really slow, but I was glad that it was going slow. At first it kind of annoyed me that they took long to kiss, but then I realized that's the way real life goes. Not everything goes so fast in 10 episodes, you know what I mean? So I'm glad they're keeping things real. Also, when Casey was kind of being distracted and being more slow, I didn't want her to lose, so I'm so glad she won the race and that she may be going to UCLA, so I'm excited for that. The whole Sahid thing with them being unhomied, Sam and Sahid not being friends anymore, hurt me, but it hurt me in a fun way because I knew they were going to get back together. I mean, they're the best friends ever. There was no way that Sahid I had an attack there. I think I ate one of these things. As I was saying, there was no way that Sahid and Sam would be over. They're best friends. And honestly, that end when they got like homie married was the biggest no homo of history. My favorite part of this season 3 was definitely seeing Sam in college and how he dealt with it, and also how Paige dealt with it, and also the whole Izzy and Casey storyline. Those two storylines were definitely my favorite this season, and I can't wait to see Sam progress even more, and to see Sam grow even more, and to see this whole thing with Casey and Izzy. Like, where is she going? Is she bi? Is she a lesbian? In my opinion, she's bi, because I do believe she loved Evan. We'll see how it goes. Did you like the whole Casey and Izzy thing? Did you find it annoying? What do you think about Sam and Paige? Oh my god. Sam lost his virginity and he's been wanting to do that since season 1, so I was proud of him. I love how Julia she's still in the series even though she doesn't really have a storyline. She doesn't really, but they keep making storylines for her, so I hope they continue. I mean, it's not bad that she's there, it's just kind of funny. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do a bunch of TV shows reviews, so if you want to see me talk about BoJack Horseman or Insatiable or any other TV shows I've done, please go ahead and check out my channel and make sure to subscribe, because we're trying to grow a family here. Give this video a like, and also if you have anything to comment, like if you agree or disagree with me, let's have a conversation down below, because I would love to talk about all the things I talked about, but please be respectful, because if not, I'm just not gonna answer. Let's be honest. I hope you guys are having a great day, and see you in season 4. Bye.